Welcome to A Women's Brew, where women talk about beer. In today's cocktail-inspired episode, we're looking at beers imitating pina coladas. I'm Joanne, and this is Tori.
Hello, hello.
And we're two beer-loving women on a mission to get more people drinking and talking about great beer. Come join us. We love making this podcast for you, but unfortunately it is not free, and we would like to keep it free for as many people as we can as we're going, and we want to make the content that you want to hear. So we have joined up with coffee. The link to our coffee page is in the show notes and in our bios, and you can come donate to us, buy us a beer, chuck a little bit of money in if you've got some. Doesn't even have to be the amount of a beer, but if you donate to us, you get extra bonus episodes of interesting things like brewery tours, beer tastings. Suggest a beer that you want us to taste and you want to hear us talk about, because we will create that content for you.
We've done it.
We've done it. We've done it for people. We can do it for you too. That once you've donated whatever amount you choose, you get access to all of the bonus content for 30 days. So go give that a look. Donate if you can, and help us to keep creating the content that you want to hear. Well, cocktail beers. Beers that taste like cocktails more than beer cocktails, or cocktail beers.
I don't know.
It's confusing.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it? I think, like, out of all of them, normally I feel like I go into these episodes, I'm like, don't like it.
Yeah, you're always like, I don't like that one.
Not a fan of that one. Wouldn't order that one. Pina coladas, fan of.
Okay.
Good. We found one that I'm a fan of.
Is that because you like Sabro?
Yeah, it might be because I like Sabro. Or no, is it because do I like pina coladas because I like Sabro, or do I like Sabro because I like pina coladas?
The age-old question.
What came first, the Sabro or the pina colada? And I think, to be fair, I think it is I like Sabro because I like pina coladas. Okay. So,
fair.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited to try some of them. I mean, I think I've had one or two of these beers already.
And I think this was the easiest beer.
Yeah.
The easiest cocktail to find in beer form, wasn't it, of all the ones that we've looked at?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even if it wasn't,
because there are hops that emulate those flavours.
I was just gonna say, like, I would hazard a guess that it probably is because it's the easiest out of all of them to emulate, like, just with hops alone. And I do think, like, because of, Sabro and hops like that, you can, even if it's not a pina colada beer, you can still find the flavour combinations. Yeah. In the beer. So some of them aren't labeled. One of our beers is not labeled pina colada beer, however, through the name and like the flavour profile, it's like it kind of fits in, so we did go with it. So
try it as well.
Yeah, so I think that's probably part of it, isn't it, as you can find so many that are similar. So yeah, just really quick with pina colada, the name literally translates to strained pineapple. Pina for pineapple, and colada means strained, which I didn't know, so that was a fun one. Yeah, so strained pineapple, and it was supposedly invented in San Juan, which is the capital of Puerto Rico. So
I've been to the bar.
More into that.
I've been to the bar where it was invented.
Well, have you?
Yes,
because yeah, but have you? Because there's some variations. No, I'm just saying.
This is that, like, I've been to the one that all of the places indicate is the one, and they're like, this is literally the home of the pina colada.
The home.
They have the original recipe, and they just have machines constantly making it, and then they chuck the rum in it.
Well, I guess that if you go with their version of history, but there's a few different versions, but we'll get into that later. Surprise! As usual with cocktails, there's like lots of different people claiming that they made it. But again, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's crack it. So So I've got actual Malibu pina colada. You got a Malibu cocktail in a can.
I've got a Funkin' Nitro cocktail Pina Colada.
That's really interesting, the nitro element of it.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. That's why I got this one. And I've got to rotate it, open it, and then pour it hard. And then I've got to wait 1 minute to watch the foam head form.
Arguably,
it says on the can.
Specific rules. You know what? I would argue that's more detailed than some beers give you.
Yeah,
of like how to pour it. Some beers that should give you instructions how to pour it. I feel like Funkin' actually is really taking the cake for that, which will be interesting to see how that compares to something else that we have that we're going to drink later. But yeah, that is good. So just as a reminder for anyone that doesn't know what a pina colada is, although I feel like it's so popular everyone would, pretty much the majority of pina coladas contain either coconut cream or coconut milk, coconut in some form like that, pineapple juice, rum. I've only ever really seen it used with white rum, but I think you can kind of
you probably
any
can.
kind of rum, and ice, and then you garnish it with a pineapple wedge and a maraschino cherry, usually. And now this was quite interesting. It would be interesting to hear your take about this from like a UK perspective, but I found that growing up in the US, we'd have like pina coladas at barbecues, and it would be blended pina coladas. So like, again, this is a cocktail that you can have frozen, blended, or you can just have it on the rocks. My experience that I have witnessed has the majority of pina coladas I get in the UK have been on the rocks. The majority I've had in the US have been frozen / like blended, and in the US the majority that I've had have used coconut cream. Usually it comes in like a squeezy bottle. Over here I've really struggled to find coconut cream, and I've always had to use coconut milk.
I don't think I've ever had a pina colada over here.
Have you not? Oh no. My goodness.
I had one in San Juan. Like, you can't top that, right?
You were like, I'm done. I've peaked.
I've had the pina colada. Why would I try and get one over here? We know, like, it depends on what order we put these out in, but I have strong feelings about margaritas. So, pina coladas.
Spoiler alert, we've done a margarita episode. And Jo has strong feelings on the cocktails that she has, to be fair.
I do.
But she's a world traveller. She's got strong feelings.
Strong feelings about cocktails. And I don't feel that I always get what I want when I'm in the UK. That's why I drink a lot of beer.
It would be interesting if you are a person that drinks a lot of pina coladas over here. It would be interesting if you could let me know what your experience is over here, because I'm only going based on my personal experience, like from the US compared to the UK, and I have like very fond memories in the US of like, you know, barbecues happening, everyone's coming around for a barbecue, we're like get the blender out, let's get, you know, the pina coladas on the go.
I feel like we don't do that here.
Specifically a squeezy bottle of coconut cream.
No, I don't think we did that. We do that over here. I mean, we probably do now. People probably do now, but not when I was growing up. Not as I was drinking. It's not the same. Like, it's a tropical thing. This is not the country that has tropical type weather.
I mean, to be fair, I don't really think the US necessarily does in the same degree.
It's
but
warmer
I guess
than
our summers are compared.
Yeah.
You say that, the last few years it's definitely been really fucking hot. So climate change. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, it's interesting because I remember trying to find coconut cream over here, and I really struggle, and when I have found it, it's been like in a teeny tiny little can.
Yeah.
And like really small, or I've had to get it like
in a curry.
Exactly. Or like in like a hard form, but I'm like, that's not conducive to a pina colada. No. So it's not been as fun. But I also saw some recipes using heavy cream listed, and I was like, they were American recipes.
So interesting. On the back here, this one says, our nitro pina colada serves up all the vibrant flavour and velvety smooth texture of a cocktail crafted at the bar. Made with pineapple, coconut and lemon juices, a splash of cream and rum.
Interesting, because I don't think I've ever really used heavy cream, or anything other than coconut cream. So it's just like, I don't even think I've really seen it in many recipes, but I've just seen it thrown in occasionally. Yeah. So interesting. Right, I'm going to crack my pina colada can. I've also got a pina colada cider that I want to try.
Oh, yes.
And I just saw it and it was weird.
We've also both got a pina colada hard seltzer. If you've not seen our hard seltzer episode, feel free to go back and listen to that and see what our thoughts are on hard seltzer, because much like my thoughts on cocktails, we have thoughts on hard seltzers.
I've got some real thoughts on it.
Right.
This one is a smoothie one, but this one again, like, it's funny. Your cocktail in a can has serving suggestions.
Right.
This one does not say roll it around and shake it up, whatever.
Right, so we've got to rotate it. Here we go, I'm rotating it.
Malibu.
Then I've got
it's easy.
to pour it. Hard pour it.
I'm going to open my cider while you do that. Ooh, that noise.
Did you hear that?
Absolutely. I am going to put my...
It smells amazing. Here we go, I'm hard pouring.
I'm going to put my cider in my Hard Rock Hurricane Boston glass.
I have not checked whether this is going to fit in this glass. Oh, it does. Yes.
That was like extreme excitement.
Oh no. So at the minute, it's an entire glass of cream.
I love it. You're like, oh yes, oh no, oh no.
That may have been a mistake. Right, so we've got to leave it for a minute while it settles on mine.
Well.
It smells. Oh my god, it smells amazing.
I've cracked both of mine, the Pina Colada cider and my Malibu Pina Colada. Like I said, I've put the cider in my Boston Hard Rock Hurricane glass that Rick got when he came to visit me one time in Boston.
Oh, so no, this
and
says,
he was on his own.
This says use a hurricane glass. So can you describe a hurricane glass, please? It looks like a kind of elongated
like a big
tulip. Yeah.
A big tulip with a wider lip on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
it's like if a thistle and a tulip had a baby. A big baby.
That is a great way to describe it. But yeah, I mean, I think, to be fair, if you ever go to like the Hard Rock Cafe or anything like that, like, you are probably, or like even on the beach in some places, like tropical places, you'll probably get in hurricane glasses for your cocktail.
Yeah.
Both of them smell like pina colada, and I'm
This
happy.
one smells amazing. It smells so creamy. I'm slightly upset. I wanted a bigger head on it than it's got. It's only got like half a finger head.
From this angle, it literally looks like a frozen pina colada. Like, from my video quality,
it does look like a frozen pina colada. All right.
The cocktail, the Malibu cocktail in a can smells like sun cream, and I love it. So,
right, I'm going in.
I don't really need to tell you how this tastes. It tastes like a pina colada. So,
oh my god, you need to get one of these nitro ones.
All right.
It's so good.
Sold. You're like, but really, and I'm like, or like, buying it tomorrow. Like, it's
not even. Like, it's just creamy. It's just coconut cream. Really nice, sharp bit of pineapple in there, cutting through the cream. Sweet. Oh, this is so good. Like, I would go buy this again.
That's a big words from you.
That's a lot, isn't it?
I feel like that's take this, like, note this down. This is the day that you
5%. It's only, she says, 5%, but I reckon you could drink that far too quickly.
Yeah, so the Malibu cocktail in a can's 5%, and the cider, which is a 500ml bottle, bear with,
look at this too.
4%.
Look at the head.
It's left.
Is just like, it's so creamy that there's literally a sheen coming down the glass. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to scrub this glass. I put it in one of my beer tasting glasses, and now, oh no, that was a mistake.
I'm not looking forward to cleaning the hurricane glass, because I don't really think I can put it in the dishwasher.
Okay, I need to put that down because I need to compare it. I'm going to drink all of that, and I can't. I need to have it there to compare to the beers.
I will say, the cider does taste also like a pina colada. It doesn't really taste that cidery. There's maybe a very slight cider aftertaste, but if you put this in a can and called it a cocktail in a can, I wouldn't question if it was cider or not. I would just think it's maybe not... It's not quite the same... It's a little bit thinner texture than, like, the actual cocktail in a can pina colada. But other than that, like, it holds its own surprisingly well. I thought it was going to be a little bit more acidic or a little bit more sugary. Or, I mean, it is sugary, but I think pina coladas in general are quite sugary.
They're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Has it only got pineapple in it? It hasn't got any other fruit? Like, it hasn't got apple or pear in it? It says
made with pineapple and coconut flavours, but let's see. A cider cocktail of pineapple, coconut, ginger, and rum flavours to give an indulgent cocktail.
Just pineapple.
Just a cider with pineapple, coconut, ginger, and rum. Flavouring. So, yeah, I'm not mad about this. I would, again, if someone showed up with these at my house, I'd drink them. Right, so I'm going to put that to the side for the moment. There is almost, to be fair, the back end of it, there is almost a little bit of like the standard cidery taste, but it's not much. Pretty enjoyable. And yeah, overall digging it. Which beer do you want to crack open first?
Shall we start with Elusive's Bermuda Triangle Holiday Home?
Yes, I've had this one before.
I've had this one before.
You've had this one before because I remember we decided to do this episode because you went, you need to try this.
Yeah.
It is really good. And then I had it at their tap room and I was like, this is really good.
And I was like, please can we get some so that we can do a Pina Colada episode?
And so we did.
And here we are.
I love the can art on it. It feels very like Miami
vibes.
But that's the only way to describe it. It's just very like Miami.
It really, because obviously because it's Elusive, so you know it's all 8-bit computer gamey. It does remind me of a Miami Vice game I used to play on like a PC years ago.
I would say it kind of reminds me a little bit of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. That's for me immediately. It's Grand Theft Auto Vice City. It's very like there's the trees, the palm trees, coconut trees. Is that what they are? I don't know. How would
palm trees? Dear.
Palm trees. I was like, it's not pineapple. What kind of tree is it? Coconut tree? I don't know. Yeah, it's got trees on it, and then like a nice little like pink coloured skyline in the background, like orangey yellow colours that are like very sunset.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So am I reading the back of this can right that it uses Brew 1 as the hop rather than Sabro? Because I believe Andy's not a fan of Sabro, is he?
He's not.
Didn't we have a beer? Didn't we have an Elusive beer once that was called Sabro Can Get in the Sea? Yeah.
There was one that Sabro Could Get in the Sea, and you know we just glaze over that. It's not.
We won't hold it against him.
It's not.
We love you, Andy. We'll take all the Sabro.
Take all the Sabro. I'm not even bothered.
I'm going to open
lashings of toasted coconut and bags of pineapple puree. And then, dry hop with Brew 1.
Ooh. Alright.
Beautiful.
I can definitely smell
get the
pineapple.
It still maintains that beery, like, pale ale smell, though.
But there's that bit of citrus in it.
Yeah. I just took a sip of the actual cider, so I need to take a few sips to sort of like balance that out.
It is pineapple and coconut though, but it is definitely pineapple coconut beer.
Yeah,
I mean it's delicious. It like gives me tropical vibes.
Yeah, and what I quite like is it's not what I want from the cocktail when it tastes like sun cream. I'm like yes, but like if this were in a pale ale, I'd be like not that. It depends on the beer, but I feel like in a pale ale, I'm kind of a bit like, I don't want it too sun creamy, but I feel like you still get the coconut in there, but it's not like aggressive, just drank some sun cream.
Yeah. No, it's nice. It is very like, oh, sunshine.
Again, it's just sad because it's sunny today, but we record at night, and it's not quite that time of year where it's
sunny
still
when
sunny
I drove
out.
home. Like the sun was out still when I drove home tonight. Like the days they are changing.
The days they are changing. Yeah, I think I definitely get like the citrus in it, and I get the coconut. Yeah. I think for me, the pineapple is not as strong at the moment, but then also I did just have a whole bunch of that cider, which was quite sweet, and this isn't sweet. But like that sort of brought out the bitterness in this. Yeah. But also, I think it's not past its BBE, but we have had it for like a bit. Granted, I've had it in the fridge, but like I do know that when I did first have it, I definitely tasted sort of the pineapple a bit more than I'm tasting it now as well. So like that's probably some of it as well. But it's still really like sessionable and easy to drink.
Yes, nice. It definitely.
And I do feel
it's a very good
sunny
summer
weather.
beer.
Yeah, 4.2%.
Yeah.
I'm loving this. If we go back to who invented it, well, we have a little bit of this. Yeah. So you were like, oh, I 100% had it at the place it was invented. So when I was doing this research, there's 3 different claims as to how the Pina Colada was invented. 2 of them come from the same hotel. 1 of them comes from somewhere else. So 2 of the 3 claims originate from the Caribe Hilton Hotel. So the hotel itself also claims that it was created by Ramon Monchito Morero, and that he was commissioned in 1954 to create it. He claimed that he spent 3 months creating this, and Joan Crawford claimed that it was better than slapping Betty Davis in the face. So
that's a good claim.
That was quite a quote. So yeah, like that was one of the claims was that, you know, he made it. Then Ricardo Garcia was another bartender at that same hotel, and he claimed that he came up with it in the same year as Ramon. He did it after a coconut shortage forced him to get creative with his ingredients. So 2 have come from that Hilton.
Right.
The 3rd claim is that it came from Ramon Portas Mignon, who was a cocktailer at the Barahina. I'm guessing that's how you say that. The Barahina. Oh, that's not what it said on the website. So I'm guessing that's probably the Puerto Rican name for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he claimed that he made the cocktail in 1963, and the establishment has a plaque to commemorate it being the birthplace of the Pina Colada.
It does.
Yeah. However, there's 3 different claims, none of which have documented evidence of who actually created it.
I don't care. We went regularly.
You're just going, I'm biased because I went here, and that's how I know for a fact.
We regularly went to Barracudas and had their excellent Pina Colada. So,
well, outside of those 3 claims, there's also claims from islanders claiming that the cocktail could date back to the 1800s, with links to the Puerto Rican pirate Roberto Cofresi, saying that he served it to his crew to boost morale. But that recipe apparently was lost along with him when he died in 1825.
So how do you know if it's the right recipe then?
That's just what islanders are claiming. I'm not an islander, Joanne. I cannot answer that question for you. But yeah,
I can highly recommend Puerto Rico. P.S. Excellent food, excellent scenery, excellent sunshine, excellent cocktails. They got Starbucks.
That's your metric. Like, they've also got a Starbucks. It's great.
When you're working on cruise ships, there are certain things that you go, this makes me happy.
I've never been myself, but it seems really nice. The cocktails seem nice. It seems like there's a lot of like really fun things to do there, not just sit on a beach, which is nice. Because like for me, I don't want to just go and sit. Like sitting on a beach is nice, but I get quite bored.
Yeah, same.
But I've seen that you can kind of do lots of different activities.
There's a fort. They have a kite festival.
A kite festival?
A kite festival, because because where the fort is, there's like it's kind of really hilly, so it's really windy. So they have a kite festival. There's a really interesting cemetery with really like ornate headstones and mausoleums and things. It's cool. There was a microbrewery the last time I went there.
That's fun.
They brewed a really good Marzen.
That's probably the one thing I probably wouldn't have expected to be.
Yeah, I was surprised. I was delighted. Surprised and delighted.
Delighted.
By this Marzen that they brewed that was delicious.
Yeah, I've seen people do like zip lines and stuff like that, and it just seems really, really nice. Obviously, like snorkeling and the standard.
Yeah, all the usual
affairs,
Caribbean
the usual affairs,
stuff like that.
But yeah, and I mean, I guess separate to all that, there's basically there was a recipe listed within the Savoy cocktail book, which was by Harry Craddock and published in 1930. And the ingredients that were listed for this drink, which it's a pina colada, but I don't think it was called a pina colada in this book. But it had white rum, coconut milk, and crushed pineapple blended with ice. So that was in 1930. So that's, interesting. But the funniest part out of all of this is in 1950s, New York Times attributed the drink to Cuba. they just completely like, they're like, this is the birthplace. Like, even if you double down, Joe, and you're like, that place that I went to, that 100%, there's a plaque there.
Yeah,
there's a plaque there. Don't care about the other claims. Even so, New York Times was like, Cuba. So yeah,
I don't believe they did their due diligence on that.
Well, yeah, and that was the 1950s as well. That's not even like, we don't even have the excuse of just, I don't know, like laziness or something like that. But yeah, there you go. That's the conflicting thoughts around who invented the pina colada. Shall we move on to the next bit?
Did. Yes, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, I love that you were just so like, I don't care if anybody else has made this claim. I went there. There is a plaque. You don't just put a plaque up.
Right, there was a plaque, right? And it was fun times.
Like, it was good.
They've a variety of different birds in cages.
They had many things that attracted me, and there was a plaque.
There was birds.
It was good.
Great cocktails. They do really good Puerto Rican food.
Ooh, yum. What is like standard Puerto Rican food then?
Like fried plantains and like these little I don't know, I can't remember what was in them, but like little croquettes, but they've got like different things in them.
Love that.
Yeah, good stuff.
I love a good croquette.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to do next?
Should we do Vocation next?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I thought it was going to be past its BBE. It is not.
Excellent.
Which actually, I mean, feel free to cut this out if you want, but what I think is quite interesting is we were kind of looking at all the different types of cocktail, like the pina colada themed beers you could get, and one that came up highly recommended by people that when I asked the question on Instagram, people were like, the Vocation, Sunset, Overdrive, and basically there was that discrepancy again that happens where your Morrison's didn't have it, or Sainsbury's.
No, Sainsbury's.
Sorry. Your Sainsbury's didn't have
anything.
Mine did.
Yeah.
They were in the bargain bin.
Were they?
Yeah, they were. They were trying to get rid of them, basically.
Beer.
And then when I went back to get some, I literally grabbed the last can for you, because I went to go back to get it for you because you couldn't find it.
Yeah.
And I literally grabbed the last one that they had. And this was like a bit ago last year.
Yeah.
But this is, I guess, like, if we're going to make that conversation about like supermarkets versus like bottle shops versus, it's stuff that could sit on a shelf for quite a while. Like, I would have thought that this would have been past its best before date, but it's actually not. Its best before date is July. So,
we good.
Quite interesting. But it's a sour as well, so that's obviously something.
It's a pastry sour as well, which is interesting.
Yeah. Pina colada sour.
I'm interested to see how this, as it's a pastry sour, how it holds up against the sweetness of the cocktail.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like that it has the notes on the back, which are tart, sweet, and fruity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did try to get this one, so it was like the people that have a budget of supermarkets versus bottle shops could try to get their hands on it.
Yeah.
But annoyingly, after we made the decision to try this based on the recommendations and the availability, they turned out not to be that available. So
it smells like a sour.
It smells very much like sour. It smells quite like, for me, there's just like that acidity that like comes across in the aroma. Is yours holding like a decent head on it? 'Cause mine didn't
mine's got
at
a really
all.
good head on it.
Mine was not at all.
Yeah. Mine's got like a good finger sized head of rocky white foam.
I definitely get pineapple.
Yeah. And like pineapple.
Not so much the coconut. Definitely the pineapple.
Rind as well, not just pineapple flesh or juice.
Yeah.
She tart.
She is tart, yeah.
I'm kind of just getting pineapple juice. Let's do a few sips. Acclimatise the taste buds.
I'm reading the back of the can, which is probably a mistake to do before I have a few sips. Oh, there we go. Okay, a few sips, and I've got a little bit of like a tiny bit of coconut coming through.
Right at the end, in the linger, there's a little bit of coconut in the back, just to kind of
it's
be like
very brief.
Yeah, real like little
brief.
Just boop of coconut right at the end. You're like pineapple, coconut. Boop. Oh, it's gone.
I love it. Just a little kiss and like little tiny coconut boop there. Yeah, and it's kind of like it's the flavour that sort of comes and goes. Like not every sip. I'm not getting it in every single sip. I just get it on the odd occasion in the background. But I'm reading the can, and it says with bold notes of pineapple, coconut, and tangerine. And I think in that tart element, I'm definitely getting that tangerine, and I think that's maybe changing it. Like it's my brain's not, despite the fact that I'm getting like pineapple juice and that touch of coconut on the odd occasion, it's just not like computing to pina colada. Like if you didn't put pina colada on this and you just went, this is a mystery flavour, I wouldn't find it unenjoyable.
Sour. No, I wouldn't find it
unenjoyable. I'd find it a pineapple or orangey type
it's
sour.
Almost like pineapple cubes sour. It's nice.
I don't think that is
pina colada, bit of a stretch.
I think it's a stretch for it to be called a pina colada as well, but obviously that's what they were going for.
Yeah.
And I can understand because I think
just got coconut.
I think the main flavours they're trying to do are definitely there. It's just how they come together doesn't translate to pina colada for me.
I feel like the coconut keeps coming through every time we say we can't taste the coconut, and it's like, hello, I'm here. Oh, I'm going to go on again.
Hello. Hey, bro. I'm here still.
I am here.
It's I like what I like about it is I like that it's actually, for like a supermarket beer as well, it's actually tart. Like for a sour beer, it does actually have that tartness. I quite like that.
Like it's a shame this isn't in the supermarkets now, because if you wanted to learn more about sour beers and like acclimatise your taste buds to sour beers, this would be a good kind of within budget option.
Yeah, and I think when we're kind of talking about like there's tangerine in this, and it's like there are sort of those elements, but some parts that change it. Pina coladas, like most cocktails, they have variations as well.
Yeah. So
some of the variations that like one of the popular ones is a blue Hawaii or a blue Hawaiian, depends on where you get it from. And basically that's just basically a pina colada, but it also has blue curacao in it. That seems to be the most popular variation that I've seen. I never kind of realised that it was like that was a variation of a
I was going to say, because I always feel like a blue Hawaiian isn't creamy.
No, and I'm wondering if it's maybe like they don't put all the ingredients in and then they changed an ingredient with it, but it's listed as a variant, and I thought that was quite interesting because you see it quite a lot, but I've never known that was sort of like
no, I wouldn't have put the two together. But
then
blue curacao in it.
Yeah.
So the tangerine in this is probably a little bit reminiscent of a blue curacao.
I do wonder as well. It kind of brings back an argument we've had before on the cocktails episode, which is like, at what point does something stop being a variation and start just being its own drink?
Right.
But
blue Hawaiian feels like its own drink. Like it's not.
I would agree.
Like maybe it's in the pina colada family because it's got rum in it.
And there's lots of drinks with rum in it.
That still feels like a stretch.
Yeah. But there you go. That's kind of the most popular one that I think most people sort of like see. There's an iguana colada, which is made with Midori.
Ooh.
Never come across one of those before, but that sounds excellent.
I like a Midori sour.
Yeah, I think that sounds really interesting, and I'm like, I wish I'd seen that before. you've got Staten Island Ferry, Staten Island being in New York, obviously. So that is a cocktail consisting of equal parts Malibu and pineapple juice served over ice. In flavour, it resembles a pina colada due to obviously the coconut flavour from the Malibu, but it does not require the cream of coconut, so it's more easy to repair. It's more easy to prepare, and therefore, like a lot of times when a bar wants to serve a pina colada, they will serve this instead because it's a little bit less effort.
Yeah,
and I would say this is kind of like what I would consider a pina colada on a budget, when you're like, shit, I want to have something that's like refreshing, like a pina colada, summery. Whatever, 9 times out of 10 you probably have a bottle of Malibu in your spirits cupboard, and it's not that hard to run to the shop and get some pineapple juice. So it feels like that's maybe like why a lot of bars will do that. It's just easy to put together. You've got a soda colada, which I've never heard of, but that's basically, it uses soda instead of coconut milk, which feels weird. A kiwi colada, so that uses kiwi fruit and syrup instead of pineapple juice, so that's going to change that flavour drastically.
That's times.
Thought that was a bit weird. Kind of not sad. one I would try because I'd be interested in, but not one that I expect to like nearly as much. Here's an interesting one: amaretto colada. So that just adds an addition of amaretto and heavy cream, apparently. So it says an addition of amaretto, so I'm wondering how amaretto,
still pineapple in it as well.
Coconut and pineapple work together. Yeah. So like based on what I found, it just says addition of amaretto, not replacement of amaretto. People can probably correct me if I'm wrong. They probably will go, nah, that's completely wrong. But just the article I found, that's what they said, and I thought that was quite weird. You have a lava flow, or what's also called a Miami Vice, which is a strawberry daiquiri and a pina colada layered in one glass. Now those are the like two, what I consider two more top tier cocktails, especially frozen cocktails, and you layer them. Like, to me that sounds so superior compared to soda colada and a kiwi colada.
Yeah, it really does.
What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Discuss.
I believe Ra did I think I might have it in the fridge actually.
Ooh.
A out of order that was Miami. It was called Miami Vice, or something like that, and I feel like it might be those flavours.
Interesting. Report back, because that is an interesting one.
I'll have to drink that. I think, like, I've heard of a Miami Vice. I didn't realise that's what a Miami Vice was.
I never even heard of it. This, like, that feel is what I feel like this pina colada from Elusive should have been called, is a Miami Vice, but obviously it's not.
Roll them sleeves up.
Hadn't heard of that. There's the Chi-Chi, fun name, and that one is basically a pina colada, except it's vodka instead of rum. Now again, I feel like that's sort of like creating a new cocktail. Weird. And the last one, which I feel like I'd be down to try, not sure how it would turn out, a Kahlua colada, which substitutes Kahlua for rum. However, not sure how that... It
with
says substitutes
pineapple.
again. Yes. It again says substitutes with. Now, I could see coconut.
Yeah, coconut
and
cream
liquor.
And Kahlua. Yes. The pineapple juice?
Pineapple. Weird.
Oh, no.
But that's what I'm leaving you on that one.
Please let us know, listeners, if you've ever had that, and like be like, no, it's amazing, and this is please. But I need an explanation as to why.
And
why
again,
it is.
I want to be very clear that these.
If you're like, no, dummy, you take the pineapple out. Like, let us know that too. Because
I was going to say, just to be very clear, I'm stating that this substitutes as, because that is exactly like I skimmed through a few different articles that cover the same, like, similar variations, because I like to do a few different as a means of comparison.
Yeah.
And all of them sort of like use the word substitute, or like they didn't say the recipe drastically changes. It's literally substitutes for. So if it's wrong, that's Google pulling up all these different articles that are wrong.
Let us know if you've ever had that, because it sounds weird. Like,
sounds very weird.
Weird, like I don't want to try it. Weird.
Weird, like I would try
that
it.
Sounds weird. I want to try that. No.
I mean, I want to try it.
Don't put pineapple in my coffee. Like, that sounds terrible.
It's weird though, because like, I think I'm definitely biased in that. Like, I love Kahlua, so I'm willing to try. Yeah, 100%. So I'm willing to drink a Kahlua Colada. I'm willing to take the hit and be like, let me try that. That's interesting. I like kiwi, but I'm not sure how I feel about kiwi. I'd still try that one. The one I probably am not keen on trying is the Chi-Chi, which is like the vodka instead of rum. However, that might not be as drastic. It's just a completely different cocktail. And I think the amaretto one, I like amaretto, but that just feels wrong.
Yeah, again, I feel like you need to take the coconut out. Not the coconut, the pineapple out.
Coconut feels like it's probably not
coconut would be alright. Coconut would be fine, I think. But yeah,
interesting. There you go. There's your fun variations for the day.
They were fun.
Cool. Moving on to the last beer before we get into the hard seltzer. It is going to be... Joanne, tell us what it is going to be.
It is going to be Shake the Tree, a hazy pale ale from Siren. Surprise. Which is a coconut. No, it's not.
Guess who uses Sabro?
Which is a pineapple. And it's got Sabro, Eldorado and Brew 1 in it for juicy pineapple flavours.
Hell yeah.
Fave.
Do you want to explain the name? Because I feel like a British person needs to explain the name.
So there's a song called Agadoo. And it goes, Agadoo, do, do, push pineapple, shake the tree. And that's where they got the name from. And there's actions. Did you know there were actions?
I know there's actions, yes. I learned that there were actions, yeah.
Yeah.
Weird ass.
Yeah. It's like it's like a proper 80s wedding dance song.
Or someone's birthday at my in-laws' house, depending. Like, you don't know. You don't know how we party.
Weddings.
I'm excited for this.
Okay,
I'm excited. Because it's got Sabro.
And it's from Siren.
Oh, man. You're welcome, Joanne's on that.
I know, you're swaying my untapped stats again.
It was just like we were looking for the Pina Colada beers, and it was like that name popped up, and I was like, well, I can't not get us that. Feels right. This one, to be fair, is probably the one that looks closest out of all of them to the cocktail in a can. Or the cider.
I mean, mine's just cream, so...
Mine is
probably the closest yellow.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're watching the video, the cider one's fairly close to it as well. I definitely smell the coconut more in this.
Yeah.
Nice.
And there is pineapple, but I'm getting other citrus fruits.
Right. What are your thoughts? I'm doing a few sips to take it in.
Give me a sec. I think it tastes like sun cream.
I don't think it tastes enough like sun cream.
Oh, really?
I want more coconut. I'm getting a very weird, like, almost a bit... I want to say, like, woody. Yeah. Almost like a bit of, like, a woody flavour towards the back end of it, which I think, for me, while I definitely taste the coconut, that's almost pushing the citrusy or the pineapple-y, like you said, it's like
there's
a bit citrusy.
Yeah,
it's sort of pushing it out of the way, and I don't want to say smoky because it's not really smoky, but it's almost a bit of like woody.
Yeah,
is it peatiness? I don't know. Is that the
no
word that I want? It's not really.
There's something else in there.
That's hard to make
it's
out.
Not
what
citrus.
it is, isn't it?
It's not coconut. It's not pineapple.
No, it's not.
I
wouldn't describe it as fruity at all.
No. Floral?
Nah, it's not for me. In the sense of, not that the beer's not for me, that flavour. I don't get floral, really.
I can't work out what it is. It's interesting.
I feel like
it's a bit woody.
The word that keeps coming back to me is woody.
Yeah.
Like bark.
Yeah. Like birch bark.
Yeah. But I don't see anything here about them utilising...
No.
I mean, like, it wouldn't be weird for them to utilise...
Right, to have used wood in some way.
That. But it's not listed here, but that does... It's more towards the back end of the sip.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it's just throwing me off and it's making it hard to focus on those other flavours that are there, like the coconut and... I mean, like, I'm not getting a lot of, like, pineapple or, like, juiciness. I'm mainly getting the coconut, but then that's being knocked off course by this, like, bark type flavour.
Are we tasting the tree that we're supposed to be pushing? We're supposed to be
We
shaking.
might be! Oh my god. This is just...
We're tasting the tree.
It does say a cheeky pale ale designed to push pineapple and shake the tree.
Shake the tree. So we're tasting the tree.
We might be tasting the tree. I think we are.
We're tasting the tree.
That's fun. And you know what else is fun? Fun facts.
Ooh, I love fun facts. Yes, please.
Do you want some fun facts on pina coladas? So again, American National Pina Colada Day.
Yes,
is July 10th.
Oh.
So get July 10th ready for pina coladas. Stock up on your pina colada beers, or just Malibu cocktail in a can, or Funkin'.
Oh, get this one. Get the
Amazing.
Funkin' Nitro, because it's
Nitro,
so good.
fun time.
I just had another sip and was like, yup, this is good.
Or the cider, which is also surprisingly really good. So yeah, that's National Pina Colada Day in America.
We'll do it too.
Pina coladas were declared the national drink of Puerto Rico in 1978.
Yeah.
So, this one I thought was particularly fun. The song Escape, which is also well known as the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes. And if you don't know what that song is, like, Where Have You Been? Weird. But he almost didn't mention the drink, and he was going to say, if you like Humphrey Bogart in Getting Caught in the Rain, doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
I don't know how true it is, but Google doesn't lie, so... That's
Google definitely lies.
Google never lies.
Not true.
We love you, Google. We love you, Google. And I, for one, welcome my Google overlords. So, that was a fun fact that if it's not true, I'm still keeping it in there because that's what Google told me, and it's pretty weird. The largest pina colada was made in 2010.
Okay.
And it was made in a cement mixer. And it produced 310 litres of pina colada. And guess where it was? It was at London's Rumfest. So we did it,
really?
guys.
I was going to say Vegas.
Pat on the back. We did it, London.
Did they serve it in an appropriate glass, or did they put it in a tank?
I don't know. I didn't get that level of detail. If you were there in 2010, please let me
Let us know how it was served, because I've heard of other giant cocktails who are not served in appropriate glassware.
Being served in a tank. Let's see. Hang on. Largest
Ask the Google overlords.
pina colada. Thank you, Google. 440 bottles of rum and a cement mixer.
Ooh.
This is like a Vice article now that I found this. London's Mahiki Bar is where it was. I'm hoping they put a photo somewhere.
I was going to say, 2010, we should have some decent photos.
Surprisingly, there are not.
Huh,
How are there no photo? They're like, if you you know, you know. If you weren't there for it, then I guess you weren't there for it.
Wow.
Yeah. I can get all the facts around it, but I can't get anything beyond that, which is interesting. I like that there's also largest pina colada record attempt, but it's just an attempt.
No, they didn't make it. They didn't make it.
500ml cocktail. Ooh. Yeah. Unfortunately, no photos.
Boo.
Sad times.
Sad.
Although my Google has led me to, I don't know, some other weird place in London making cocktails, and they've got like a really big pineapple type thing that I'm guessing they've put it in to serve it. I don't know. It's literally half the size of this man.
Oh.
That's the best I can do to describe it. Sadly, yeah. No photos.
Oh dear.
we expect better 2010.
We do for 2010. We're
and
calling
then,
you
yeah.
2010 with the photos.
It ain't right. And then my last fun fact is the first non-alcoholic pina colada was served shaken over ice instead of blended.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there you go. Those are my fun facts.
Nice.
I liked the escape. That was a great one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Sorry, Humphrey Bogart. It's not about you.
We're not sorry. We're not. It's not about you, Humphrey Bogart. It's about pina coladas.
Yeah. Wasn't that another song about Humphrey Bogart?
I have no idea.
Was that Humphrey Bogart? I don't know.
You don't find many things that are directed to and about Humphrey Bogart. So maybe he's got his he's due a song or something. Shall we do the hard seltzer, the smoothie seltzer?
Yes. Now, do we need to roll this?
I don't know because there's no directions on it.
Shall we? Just in case.
Let's do it.
Okay. Gonna roll it.
Aggressive
See
rolling.
if that helps. Gonna do an upside down. Do a rotate. Okay.
All right.
So this is from Three Sons Brewing Co.
Yes,
Smooth Ops Pina Colada smoothie style seltzer with pineapple and coconut, if I can say my words right. And we picked this up from Brew Export. It's been a long day. Picked this up from the lovely Shannon at Brew Export.
Oh, there's chunks in it. There's chunks in it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's chunky.
Oh dear.
Literally, the worst thing is it was rising to the top.
Yeah. Oh
before
no.
I even had it's not like we even poured it incorrectly. It was I could see it. I cracked open my can and I could see it rising up, and I was like, ugh.
It doesn't smell very appetizing.
It looks like a pina colada though.
It smells like peanut butter.
You can't see shit through it. I'll tell you that. The foam on the top looks like pina colada foam.
The foam on the top of mine looks like brains.
It does smell like peanut colada.
It smells like peanut butter.
I mean, not peanut colada, peanut butter. What the actual fuck?
It's like peanut butter. Why
I
don't smoothies? Why don't hard seltzers smell right?
Oh, you can see.
Yeah, you can see actual chunks of pineapple in it.
Yeah, I'm afraid. Hold on, let me pour a little bit more. I'm scared that it's going to come out. Oh, yeah, it's coming out. I can't show you, but it's in there.
It's coming out.
It's coming out.
Oh, they've floated to the top of my glass.
I'm going to take a photo for this, and then you can just place that in. You can just place that photo over and above. You can see it in here, though.
Yeah, you can see it's floated to the top of my glass. Right, here we go. We're doing this for you.
I don't want to do it.
For you listeners. So you don't have to.
I like peanut butter.
Like peanut butter.
It smells like peanut butter and banana.
That's not what it's supposed to smell
Which I like, but this is a pina fucking colada.
It's weird. Okay, alright.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
It tastes like peanut butter. Why does it taste like peanut butter?
It tastes like peanut butter and banana.
Yeah. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It's not
That's not for me.
Maybe did we keep it too long? I don't know. Maybe we probably kept it too long. But it's a fucking seltzer. 6.4%. It just doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
Hard seltzers are not for me.
Also, like, hot take. My issue with American breweries is like they don't put the best before dates on it either, so it's like you can't even check it, and this one doesn't even have like a normally they have like a canning date.
Oh, on the bottom mine's got a canned on the 24th of the 5th 22.
Mine does not.
So it's,
mine has
you've got
a
nothing.
freckle. I've got an ant on the bottom.
And mine says just add rum. No thank you.
Just add peanut butter and bananas.
Why is that? Yeah, don't. I'm sure Three Sons Brewing are lovely, but their pina colada hard seltzer is not for me.
Not for me. Definitely not for me. I think, to be fair, like, compliment sandwich, I respect the fact that there's very clearly actual pineapple in this.
Yeah, there's actual pineapple in this.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. There's another glass I'm going to have to scrub.
The meat of the sandwich, I'm going to say it's not visually appealing. when there's chunks in it. If you took the chunks out, though, we'll go back to the positive of the compliment sandwich. If you were to take those chunks out, it would look nice from like a cocktail perspective.
I'd probably try a bit more as well if there wasn't chunks in it. I'm not feeling the chunks.
I'll still try it, but I'm scared of the chunks.
It tastes like peanut butter and banana.
No, it's in my head though. That's all I fucking taste, isn't it? No, I definitely get the Coke. I definitely get it, to be fair. You're saying peanut butter, and then I get peanut butter banana, and that's in my head. But the more I'm drinking it, I definitely get the coconut.
For science, let me try it again.
You know what? I'm going to say it. It does taste like not the best pina colada I've ever had, but I do get pina colada. It's just visually unappealing, and the smell smells so like peanut butter that it's hard to get that out.
It smells like a peanut butter sandwich on like really white bread.
Your description.
like you know the really like
bread.
like totally bleached, very very processed white bread. Like if you squished it like this, it wouldn't spring back.
Don't say that while I'm sipping. So admittedly, like the more I drink it, the more I definitely get that cocktail taste to it, and the pina colada cocktail taste, but it doesn't taste like a fresh a fresh pina colada. It just tastes like what I expect a cocktail in a can to taste like if it's not a Malibu cocktail in a can.
I don't like it.
And I think the taste of the peanut butter is more because in my head it like I'm making that connection that it smells like peanut butter. Yeah. So that's like impacting how I taste it for sure.
Well, because as you drink it, you are smelling at the same time. So those things are mingling together. That's our old retro, our orthonasal, which is when you breathe in, you're breathing in that smell that smells like peanut butter. But then when you swallow, you're getting the pineapple from the retronasal.
Yeah, and I think I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering from being ill, so my nose is still a bit stuffy. So like, it is also impeding my smell a little bit. So that I think that is just very heavily focusing on those nut smells.
I do just want to go and make a peanut butter sandwich now, though.
It just doesn't. I think for me, it's the like the taste. I'm kind of being like, yeah, I get it, and actually, I probably wouldn't mark it down because it tastes probably like it's supposed to. I don't get the seltzer though, the hard seltzer, because it doesn't taste. It doesn't taste like most even smoothie hard seltzers that I've had. Like, because there's no carbonation, like crispness to it, dryness that you normally get. Even
I can see the carbonation bubbles, but that like
I don't taste it. There's
that carbonic bite that you usually get from it. Yeah, there's none of that.
I feel like for me, it's very smooth. It's very smooth. There's no real like carbonation, crispness like at all to it. There's no real dryness that you kind of get with the seltzers, which is for me is good because I don't like that about seltzers. Yeah. I do just think that peanut butter smell and the visual, it's all the visual and the aroma are what is making me, and I love peanut butter, is what is making me be like, no, I'm good. But the taste itself actually isn't that far off, to be fair. Compared to like some of the beers, like I get it, but it doesn't look as nice. Ugh.
It's not for me.
I'm going to send you that photo that I've got that I can literally see all the pineapple. I appreciate the freshness.
Like,
that's what I'm going to say to that.
Stuck at the top of my can are like chunks of crushed pineapple.
Oh, you can see it, look.
I can, same in mine, look.
Ooh, if you're watching the video, you can see the layer at the top where it's just stayed.
I can still smell the smell the peanut butter. It's not right. No,
look at those.
No, thank
floaties.
you. All right. So, which one do you think is most like a pina colada cocktail?
Ooh, the cider actually. It's probably the most like it. Out of the beers, I would probably say Elusives. Out of the beers, definitely Elusive.
Do you think if you gave it to someone who, like, you know, they're like, oh, pina colada is my favourite flavours, I don't really drink beer, do you think it would get them into beer?
I think that the Elusive one is fairly approachable. It's sessionable and it's easy drinking, so I think from that aspect it probably could. But if we're judging it strictly based on how similar it is to pina colada, like, I don't think they all taste good. Yeah. But I don't think any of them really capture the essence. Like, weirdly, I think the one that captures the essence the most probably is the seltzer, because it has that sweetness, it has that creaminess, that thickness to it.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the others, they're maybe not quite as sweet, and they have a few other like flavors at play that don't make it like identical.
I feel like in beer form, it's quite difficult to replicate the pina colada because it's so sweet.
Yeah,
it's so creamy. Like, it just doesn't lend itself to a beer base.
Like, I feel like if you did like a super like lactosey dipper with Sabro, more Sabro pineapple chunks, like maybe. I think they're all good though. Like,
they're all good.
I don't think there's any that I wouldn't like.
No, they're all good beers.
I think I did have the Elusive one on tap, and that one almost brought more of like the pineapple out, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So maybe then, like, I'd go, yeah, I get it. But as they currently stand, I don't think there's any that I'd be like, if you're looking for an identical beer carbon copy of a pina colada,
right,
have this one. So, yeah. Cool. That concludes our research.
It does.
I mean, I'm still a fan of pina coladas. Actually, I think normally with a cocktail in a can really struggles to get the drink right. I actually feel like the cocktail in a can is...
Absolutely
I'm happy.
Amazed by this nitro cocktail in a can. I've actually got an espresso martini one in the fridge as well.
I've got an espresso martini as well.
Yeah, so I thought...
Not of the Funkin', but...
Oh, yeah, of the nitro one. So I think that would be really interesting. But yeah, normally cocktails in a can, I'm like, but this one, I would buy it again.
Well, I'm gonna need to buy one now.
Yeah, so. I think you should. I think everyone should. If you like pina coladas, try. And if you like pina coladas,
if you like Humphrey Bogart, you should probably
go buy one of these Funkin'. I got it in Morrison's, so go and have a look in your local Morrison's and get one of these, because I'm still sipping on it and I'm really enjoying it.
And report back. And if you've got a beer that you think, because I agree with you that I think it's very hard in a beer to replicate the strength of the flavours and the sweetness of the flavours without unbalancing the beer and actually still getting that beer quality in it. But if you know of any breweries that have made a pina colada beer that you think like for like you would give to somebody, let us know, because I'm curious to try, because I love pina coladas, so I'm curious to try it. And definitely check out, like, if you can find any of these anymore, definitely check them out.
Yeah, give them a go.
They're good.
They're all good beers.
Tell us what you can work out in the Shape the Tree, because I feel like we are definitely tasting the tree. Yeah, but in a like, I feel like that sounds really like rude and offensive, but I don't mean that in like a rude and offensive way by any means. It adds an interesting dimension to the flavour. And not when you say interesting, when you go, that's interesting. I mean, it genuinely is interesting.
Yeah. We actually use that term and mean it in...
I mean it.
This is interesting, as opposed to...
I'm not being British interesting, where I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Someone said that to me the other week, and they were like, oh, when someone says interesting, it means it was rubbish. And I was like, that's not how I use it. I would just say... That's not how I use it.
This is rubbish.
Yeah. I'll just be like, this one's not for me.
Not for me.
This one's not for me. Tori, if people want to ask you about trees in beer, where can they find you?
You can taste all the tree. Just talk to me about pina coladas full stop, because that's my drink.
Not ones that smell like peanut butter though. That's weird.
Or peanut butter. I like peanut butter.
Tell us where we can get a iguana colada.
Yeah. Or if you want to see us like make these variations, that could be a fun bonus. Let's make these different variations. We could have a cocktail class. Let us know. Come message me on Instagram, adventures_in_optimism. We can email me at adventuresinoptimism@gmail.com. You can reach both of us at A Women's Brew on Instagram or A Women's Brew podcast on Gmail. Or if you just want Jo, where can people come and talk to just you?
You can find me at my beer school, which is Love Beer Learning, and we are on Facebook. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok and Pinterest. I'm usually on Instagram or TikTok. You can also come to my website, which is lovebeerlearning.co.uk. That's where we house a lot of the podcast stuff, so you can come find it there. And you can email me, lovebeerlearning@gmail.com. So come find us there. So,
I'm excited.
On that note, let's go finish these cocktails. Cheers.
Cheers.